What if I told you there's a massive, multi-million-dollar treasure hunt happening right now, and you might actually have the winning ticket without even knowing it? Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are turning what sounds like a boring, bureaucratic financial mystery into a highly practical guide to finding your lost assets. We're talking all about unclaimed insurance money and abandoned property in the state of Missouri. If you've ever wondered if a deceased loved one left behind a policy you didn't know about, or if you just want to make absolutely sure you aren't leaving your own money on the table, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to walk through this entire process step by step. Look at that number on the screen, $1.5 billion. That is the staggering amount of money currently sitting completely unclaimed in the Missouri State Treasurer's office. Think about that for a second. This isn't some theoretical, on-paper money. We are talking about real cash, uncollected life insurance policies, and forgotten assets that belong to regular, everyday citizens. It's literally just sitting there in state custody, legally waiting for its rightful owners to step up and claim it. And this stat brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the mystery. 1 in 10 Missourians is owed unclaimed money. Statistically speaking, if you think about your immediate circle of friends, family, and coworkers, someone in that group has a check waiting for them right now. And we aren't just talking about spare change here. The average payout in Missouri is nearly $300. But before we dive into exactly how to claim it, we need to clarify what we're actually looking for. So, what exactly is unclaimed property? Basically, it's any financial asset that has been completely inactive or untouched by its owner for an extended period, usually about 5 years. This includes things like uncollected life insurance proceeds, forgotten bank accounts, old utility deposits, and even the physical items left inside safe deposit boxes. By law, when a business or an insurance company can't locate the owner after that dormancy period, they are legally required to transfer those assets to the state treasurer for safekeeping. They absolutely do not get to just keep your money. Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the unclaimed money mystery. How on earth do billions of dollars just go missing? Well, it's usually just life happening. Often, a person buys a life insurance policy and simply forgets to tell their family. So when they pass away, the beneficiaries are completely unaware the policy even exists. Other times, it's as simple as moving to a new house or changing your name after getting married, and the insurance company just loses track of you. Corporate mergers play a huge role too. If the company you bought a policy from decades ago gets bought out by a different company, that paper trail can get incredibly messy. Plus, sometimes insurance companies just fail to proactively check death records, leaving those policies sitting completely unpaid.
Let's move on to Section 2, Step-by-Step Recovery Guide.
So we know the money is out there, and we know why it gets lost. Now, even if you are a complete beginner to all of this, here is your super simple 4-step action plan to locate your funds for absolutely free. First, you'll want to check the state database by going straight to showmemoney.com. That's Missouri's official search portal. Just type in your name or your deceased loved one's name. Second, to catch life insurance policies before they are legally turned over to the state, you use the NAIC Life Insurance Policy Locator. Third, don't forget to check localized databases. Think places like the Boone County Unclaimed Property Database for local refunds or the U.S. Bankruptcy Unclaimed Funds Locator if a business went under. And finally, step 4. Once you find a match, you formally submit your claim online or by mail. I really want to highlight the immense power of that NAIC locator tool we just mentioned. It's a secure, national system run by the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. When you submit a request through them, it gets distributed directly to participating life insurance companies. In Missouri, about 90% of licensed life insurers voluntarily participate in this centralized system, and it is incredibly effective. Get this, since December 2016, this single tool has successfully matched Missourians with over $347 million in lost life insurance benefits. It completely bridges the gap between you and the insurance companies. Which brings us to Section 3, gathering your required documents. Now, the crucial point here is that once you actually find your money, the state isn't just going to hand over a check based on a simple name match. You have to legally prove that money belongs to you. The state is acting as a legal custodian, which means preventing fraud is a massive priority. To claim your property, you have to follow Missouri's Administrative Rule 15 CSR 50-3.090. I know, that sounds like terrible legal jargon, but let's chunk it down into a really simple checklist. Basically, you have to prove your identity and your relationship to the deceased by clear and convincing evidence. If there's no formal probate court process involved, you'll likely need to fill out a table of heirship, which is just a detailed genealogical document you sign in front of a notary. You might also need family or sibling tree forms to verify distant heirs. And most importantly, you're going to need an original death certificate plus an IRS Form W-9 so the state can handle any tax reporting on the interest you've earned.
But hey, what if you don't have the original paperwork? Seriously, don't panic. The system is actually designed to help you overcome this exact obstacle. If the unclaimed property is in the form of stocks, bonds, or a cashier's check, and those original physical certificates are just lost to history, the state allows you to use specialized forms. You can submit a lost certificate affidavit or a cashier's check indemnity bond. This simply gives the state the legal protection it needs to release those funds to you, even without the original paper instrument. Let's shift gears to Section 4, Expert Tips and Hidden Traps.
As we navigate this journey, we have to look out for the hidden traps that could literally eat into your rightful inheritance. See, there's an entire industry built around unclaimed property, and you need to be a savvy consumer here. There is a stark contrast in your options. There are third-party businesses out there known as heir finders. What they do is monitor state databases, find out your owed money, and then contact you offering to help recover it, but for a fee. And sometimes this fee is a very hefty percentage of your payout. What you absolutely need to remember is that the official state tools like showmemoney.com and the NAIC locator are 100% free. You do not have to pay anyone to claim your own money. However, if you decide the paperwork is just too much of a headache and you want to use a registered heir finder service, you should know that Missouri law actually steps in to strictly protect you by capping their fees. The state sets limits based on exactly how long the treasurer has held your property. Any agreement made within the first 12 months, completely invalid. From 12 to 24 months, they can charge a maximum fee of 10%. From 24 to 36 months, the cap bumps to 15%. And for anything held over 3 years, the absolute maximum fee is 20%. Any agreement trying to charge you more than these caps is legally invalid in the state of Missouri. Now here is a massive insider tip for you. Do not procrastinate. It is true that an unclaimed property claim never officially expires. The state of Missouri will hold your money in trust forever until you claim it. But if it's an interest-bearing cash property, the state treasurer only accrues interest on it for up to 7 years while it's in their custody. After 7 years, that interest stops growing entirely. So while your money is safe, acting quickly ensures you maximize the actual value of your payout before that interest clock totally runs out.
All right, let's bring it home with Section 5, Success Stories and Final Steps. It helps to see that this actually works, right? Let's look at the ultimate prize and see how taking these simple steps leads to real-world, life-changing payouts for Missouri families. Take this real-life success story, highlighted by the Missouri Department of Insurance. The trustee of a deceased Kansas City man utilized the free life policy search request system in mid-June. The deceased man's policy had been totally lost, but by using these official channels, the policy was successfully matched. By July 21st, literally just 1 month later, the life insurance company issued a check for nearly $11,000. That is the true power of being proactive and using the correct state tools.
I love this powerful quote from Missouri's Department of Commerce and Insurance Director, Angela Nelson. She points out that behind every single recovered dollar is a family who needed help, whether that was after a tragedy or simply the loss of a loved one. She explicitly reminds Missourians, you don't have to figure insurance problems out on your own, and you should not have to pay for help. It's so true. You are fully supported by the state in finding what your loved ones left behind for you. So we come all the way back to that wild opening statistic. 1 in 10 Missourians are owed missing money. My challenge to you today is simple. Go find out if you are one of them. Take just 10 minutes today. Go to showmemoney.com. Check out the NAIC Life Insurance Policy Locator. Search for your name, your parents' names, maybe even your grandparents' names. Seriously, don't leave your family's hard-earned money sitting in a dark government vault when it could be sitting in your bank account. Just a quick disclaimer before we go. This explainer provides educational content based on Missouri state resources and laws, but it is not a substitute for professional, legal, or financial advice. Because the state's heirship and taxes can get pretty complicated, please make sure you consult with a certified financial or legal expert if you have specific questions or need individualized assistance with your claim. Happy hunting out there, and remember that $1.5 billion is sitting in a vault right this very second. Will you take 10 minutes today to claim your family's legacy, or will you let your money become a permanent part of the state's mystery?